Ladies, let me tell y'all something. Have you noticed? Do you see that only in the black community we have to discuss 50-50 paying the bills with these men on the earth? Y'all notice that, baby? Baby, let me tell y'all something. I remember I was paying 50-50 bills in my goddamn marriage. And I didn't mind helping when I needed. But guess what? Once I stopped paying 50-50 bills in the marriage, he started doing whatever he wanted to do with his money. He wasn't taking the family out. He wasn't taking me out on dates. It was no togetherness. It was just 50-50 on the bills. Anytime you see a man want to do 50-50 and not take care of the full family by himself, he has an agenda. Bitch, that money going to somewhere else. And if he don't have enough motherfucking money, he shouldn't even have another motherfucking family. Let me say that again. Bitch, if you can't afford a woman, you shouldn't get a woman. Baby, take care of yourself by yourself. We only got to deal with that shit in the black community. Making me pay them feathery ass $300 for a $600 mortgage. You know why? Because I'm trying to have an agenda.
Oh, hell no. She disgusts me.
Baby, let me tell y'all something. Don't get caught up in that trap paying them 50-50 on them bills. You hear me? Don't get caught. And guess what? And I went along with it. And guess what happened? I went viral. I started making a whole lot of money. And them little feathery ass $300 that I was contributing wasn't shit. That was in my bank account. By the time I had divorced, the nigga, I had over $50,000 in my bank account. So let me tell you something. If a nigga making you pay 50-50, baby, go ahead and pay the 50-50, but you got to plan your way out. Okay? I'll tell y'all that in my book next. All right? Let's speak now.
So, first and foremost, I do understand that there's men out here that use women just like there's women who use men. There's no siding with genders here, nothing like that. The reason why I'm making this video is because you guys come online and complain about the men you guys chose. And I'm going to constantly keep saying this. I understand people mask their personalities. I understand people show up as something they're not and end up switching their whole personality because that facade is, over. But a lot of the times, whether you guys know it or not, that facade goes away within 6 months to a year. So when you guys are married and have kids with them, shouldn't you take the time to learn these people a lot more? And then I do have another question for a lot of women. I will never sit here and say that men who want to go 50-50 with you guys are using you, can't stand you, things like that. And the reason why I say that is because there's not men who can obtain 6 figures. Not everybody in the world can obtain 6 figures, just like not everybody could be an influencer. If that was the case, everybody would be doing it. It's not easily obtainable. Half of y'all have never even seen 6 figures, and I don't mean this to be rude. And the reason why I'm saying this is because a lot of women get bothered at the fact that some men can't do the same thing that other men can do, but they'll put those men down and make it seem as if those men don't want to help y'all. I guarantee you there's a lot of men out here that if they could and they made 6 figures, they probably would take care of y'all. But can I be honest with you guys? I believe that a lot of women get with the men that do 50-50 that are using y'all. I believe that you guys get with the 50-50 men that have no ounce of love for y'all. Because I will say this, any man who cares about you and any man who cares about your well-being and your children is going to do what? Put his best foot forward. And a lot of the times, you guys should pick people who would do anything for you before anything else. There's people who will give you the clothes off their back before they take care of themselves. Now, I'm not saying pick those people and use them. That's not what I'm saying. But there's men out here who will bend over backwards for y'all. Look at what she just said. We're splitting bills and he don't even help with the kids. He don't this, he don't that. You're coming on here projecting your stuff, trying to encourage other women not to do 50-50 because your ex treated you like crap. What does that have to do with us? Why are we generalizing? You women complain that men say we're all the same, but y'all do the same thing to men. Just because you came encounter with one guy who did the 50-50 with you and treated you like crap, does that mean every man who does 50-50 is going to treat you like crap? No. And I will say this, I have money, y'all. I'm not going to say I'm the richest person on earth, but I have money. Do I mind going 50-50? No, I don't. Do I mind going traditional? No, I don't. I could do both. It doesn't bother me whatsoever. I feel like a lot of you guys need to pay attention to the things you guys do. I'm so glad I'm not in a position to be with somebody who's going to walk all over me. Guys, I'm very big when it comes to being a stepper. And I used to not be like this. If I see you don't care about me, if I see you're not putting in as much effort as me, I'm going to say something. And I'm going to say things before we ever have kids and before we ever get married. Because a lot of the times what happens is when your partner's slack, it's like you guys don't know how to communicate properly and efficiently or tell them the things that you need as a partner. And no offense to this lady, oh my gosh, bro. Even hearing her talk about these things, I could already tell she's a handful. I could already tell she's a lot of work. And I could just see it by watching her content. Not saying every woman's like that, but sometimes a lot of you guys, you make your relationships worse than they need to be. And how would I know? Because I've been around women before who make their relationships chaotic and don't even realize it. And a lot of the times, y'all will be so hard to be around, you wonder why people don't want to help you with stuff. I personally don't feel like any man or any woman should do that, especially when there's kids involved, but it happens. I can't control your guys' relationships, your dynamic. But I will say this, making fun of men and stuff like that, or thinking men are a certain type of way because they want to go 50-50. I don't think people who want to go 50-50 are using you and all that. I really don't. Like I said, I think you guys need to weed out these type of men first and see whether these men are good for you or not, instead of having kids with them. Because like I said, a lot of the times I can look at somebody and see what type of patterns they have, the behavior they have. For a lot of you women, you guys sure like to point out about all these toxic things about men, but you sure can never point out the bad men in your life or the men that, you probably shouldn't be around. That's one big thing that I'm really, really stuck on, y'all. And I promise you, I'll never have kids if that doesn't happen. If I don't have a partner who doesn't consider me at every moment and have like, I don't know, just a want and need to really take care of me, why would I have kids? If it's hell with you, I could imagine when we have kids. And a lot of the times, you ladies, you see these men don't show up for you. And then what do you think you're going to do? Slap a baby into it. Not saying this is the case with this woman. I don't know her situation. But for me, I just don't understand how you have kids with men like this. I really can't understand it. And I'm not blaming every single woman, because like I said before in the beginning of the video, if you didn't listen to me, there are people who disguise themselves as something they're not. But again, for us as women, we listen to things. That's why we get manipulated, because we like to believe every fucking thing. Stop believing everything. Pay attention to what your eyes see. And if a guy's not putting his best foot forward, he's not caring about you, leave. Do I care whether you guys want traditional relationships? Of course not. If you want to be in a traditional relationship, do that. If you want to be in a 50-50 relationship, do that. But please understand the dynamic of both of those relationships and talk about it before getting into it. A lot of y'all just bounce into these relationships with no structure, no plan, and then wonder why it becomes chaotic. Have a good one, y'all. Am I the only one who notices this? I'm Black and Mexican, but I feel like the Black community is really toxic. I don't feel I know. You guys fight each other all the time and go back and forth and have this fucking animosity towards one another. And it's not all Black men and all Black women. It's some of y'all, and the ones that stick out are the most toxic. Why am I bringing this up? Because that's all Black women talk about nowadays. Anytime I scroll, I don't even like these videos, and they come down my timeline of women saying, oh, no other races are doing 50-50. A lot of ethnicities are doing 50-50. Do you know who the only ethnicity bitching about it is Black women. There's women out here doing 50-50. I don't understand what's the big deal. Not everybody's getting taken care of. Do you understand that you have to be very realistic? We are in a economy right now that is going to shit. And all of you guys want traditional. If we're realistic here, a lot of people don't even get to touch 6 figures. So that means a lot of you guys aren't going to get a traditional relationship. I'm not saying that to be disrespectful. I'm saying that because you can look at stats. And here's my thing. There's women out here doing 50-50 every day. They're just not complaining about it. I will always say this. There's certain ethnicities that actually work as a team and do things together. Hispanics. I'm saying that because I come from a Hispanic household. Yes, I'm Black and Mexican. But like I said, y'all, Hispanics will always do things as a team. They might bitch and complain to the finish line, but we still have each other's backs. And a lot of Black women come on these apps, not all. And you guys complain about this. Oh, Black men make y'all this, Black men. There's Black men out here who make women go 50-50, and there's Black men out here who take care of women. Just like there's other ethnicities of men who take care of women, and there's other ethnicities of men who go 50-50. I don't think there should be a hate or a slander towards whether a man wants to go 50-50 or traditional. We're in a new generation. Economy's bad. Can we stop pointing the finger at ethnicities? A lot of people are like this.